What is up, Cubs? Tonight we have a brand new promo code that actually has something useful in it for once. Wow, look at that progress back. Anyways, go to your promo code. This is all lowercase, no spaces, all together. Ember, AMBER, fall, FALL, 2GT. Wait, did I read it wrong? Did I type it wrong? Ember, fall, 2GT. Wait a second. Huh. I just used it on my free-to-play, and it says invalid code. Huh. Okay, then. Well, either way, you can get the Emberfall 2GT code, and it comes with a 5-star chicken, 50 energy, and 10 brews. The 5-star chicken is worth getting it alone. You know that's pretty helpful for free-to-play accounts, which this one is. I'm so glad I put it on my free-to-play account first before entering it on the pay-to-win. While we have the free-to-play up, we're about a week into it. We'll see how he's doing in the arena. Here's a pretty equal team powered. Let's see how it's holding up. We've been focusing on just these 4 people predominantly. Loki's really good in the arena, actually. He can steal people's turn meters. He can block active skills. And I don't have him in a stun set, but you could run him in a stun set. Wukong, everybody knows what the monkey does, it's damage. Everybody knows what... Brownie, you gotta lay down. Everybody knows what War Maiden does, drops defense. Everybody knows what Kel can do. So it's a very simple team that literally anybody, even day 1, people can start out in the game with. And it holds up in this part of the game's arena. Like, you know, this team has 20k, so about 30% power increase on us, and it's full of legendaries. We might still be able to take this team. We got him on the speed lead, that's for sure. I don't know what he does, but he looks scary. So we're going to take his turn meter. We're going to block skills because I know Lauracia turned into a pretty good healer. Drop the defense. And maybe Kel can get him all but Loki down. Yeah. And now we just got to focus on Loki, who is a pain in the ass, like, at this point of the game, I will say. But all these versus 1, you know, wow, that Misty Step is rocking like crazy. By the way, when you're just fighting somebody like this, don't use Wukong's A2, because if it does sheep him, you're just slowing the fight down or risk losing the fight if you don't have a way of healing yourself from his damage. Now, if you know you can one-shot the person, by all means, but if it ain't guaranteed, don't risk it. That's probably one of the best beginner tips I could give for Wukong. That, and if you got him, use him. A +3 Zargala. Whew. I think we'll pass on that one. Also, I did my Hydra run after the buffs, and this was the score that I wound up with. I'm in the process of editing a video for it at the time being, but it's actually going to take some time because I did 3 different teams, each 1 key, whatever difficulty it is. But as you can see, in just 20 minutes, we was able to get almost 70 mil. But Otharion alone did 40 mil. And I feel like you may not be hitting those true Trunda, old school Trunda numbers, but he can definitely 1 key any difficulty for you. And we've got a few other teams to go along with it. I guess we can go ahead and go over this team while we're at it tonight, though. You know, the star of the show is definitely going to be Otharion. Which I do have him 6-star empowered. But I don't necessarily have him built that crazy. 48k HP, 4.5k attack, 2800 defense, 225 speed. Crit rate's okay. The crit damage could definitely be higher, and his resistance could be higher. The accuracy's fine. So he's not no crazy build. Not even all 6-star armor. You know, we got 5-star speed boots. 5-star ring here. So, you know, it could definitely be better. If we may re-roll. Can we re-roll this? Yeah. If we wind up getting attack on this, we'll probably throw this on him. And we did. Now, can we get a good... Okay, we got attack percentage and HP percentage. Let's go ahead and take this up to 16. It all went into defense. That's a bitch. Well, whatever. Give him a little more tank. I ain't gonna put a 6-star glyph, but I will a 5 into it. I mean, that's over 100 points of defense just for that substat. That's nothing to scoff at. Ooh, that's unfortunate. There we go. Now, can we get an 8? Between a 6 or an 8. Phoebe, you've got to get her laying down. Well, we got the 6. It's on the low end, but we got it. And if we add this, it's just going to flat boost everything that we have. We're not even taking a loss on this. So yeah, that's just a straight upgrade. It'll push our attack over a 3,000 on the boost. Okay. That's not like a huge difference. It's just appealing and aesthetic. Regardless, what makes him so good is the A2. It attacks all enemies twice. The first hit, guaranteed block buffs. Second hit, 100% chance on decreased attack. It also fills the champion's turn meter for each living enemy after the attack, so 20%. If you use this before you use the A3, it will turn this 3-turn cooldown into a 2-turn cooldown. His A3 places increase attack 50%, increase accuracy 50%, and a 30% increase speed for 3 turns, then you get an extra turn, which is why I say, yes, on first thought you might think to start out with this, but in reality you'll get a better DPS if either A, you have another support to buff him, or you don't even need the buff because it's dealing off of enemy max HP predominantly, and you use that run into the A3. Now the A1's not bad either. It's an AoE that doesn't trigger counter attacks, and it fills the turn meter by 5% for each enemy living after the attack. Yet again, Hydra or Arena, if you don't kill everybody, he's just shitting, turns out. And then he's got a pretty cool passive that works specifically like good for Hydra. Increases this champion's max HP by 20% for each enemy killed or Hydra head decapitated by this champion. Stacks up to 50,000. So he can get up to 50,000 more HP, which brings him up to 100k, even though he's really only 50k. That's pretty insane, just mathematically speaking. As far as masteries go, he's not fully done, but I got his damage masteries, and I went ahead and went with War Master just to proc that extra max HP. What is it, 4%? So it makes that A2 go from 20% to 24% on bosses, but in the arena or in campaign dungeons, any waves and arena, it makes it go from 20% to 30%, which is a 50% damage increase. So you've got 50, you're doubling his HP from the passive. The masteries is adding 50% to his main hard hitter. As far as the blessings go, I'll put him in Crushing Rend only because he's 6-star. Anything other than that, because he's not really an arena champion, anything other than that would be pointless. But if you can get him 6-star blessing, every hit will ignore 1% defense for every 10 levels. Plus you get plus 10 speed, plus 60 accuracy and resistance, 30% crit damage. Just a lot of buffs and bonuses from the blessings alone. And then as far as gear goes, probably not the best choice, but it does ignore enemy defense when using AoE skills, which both of his attacks are. And it makes the A1 actually worth using. Also you get, what is that altogether? 15% crit rate, 30% crit damage, and 5% speed, which I would like to event as soon as I can unlock it. I don't have one yet. Get another Slayer piece to put there. I just don't have a crit damage banner. I don't even think I have a Slayer banner, period. Yeah, I don't think so. And if I put that there, he's going to lose accuracy to get that 5% speed. Or wait, no, he don't. He would lose. Yeah, he would lose 5% speed and accuracy. So yeah, Pinpoint's a better choice for that. Now on to the next champion. We have Gizmak. He's literally just used in it for burns. Well, as a burn activator and guaranteed burns, both. And all these teams are looking pretty scary. My Gizmak build, we keep him in his first form. The total stats we're looking at is 86 KHP, 42,000, or yeah, wish 42,000 defense, 4,200 defense. Very slow at 186 speed. For some reason, his crit rate's 113, which, because in order to get the burns, he needs 100% crit rate, it's kind of better safe than sorry. Now for crit damage, we got 188. That could be a little higher, but he just hits like a truck as is. So if I added him up to about 300, dude, he already is like probably in my top 3 arena nukers. So yeah. Regardless, you don't need accuracy. I wish there was a way to bring that down a little bit and put it into HP or crit damage. But his A2 is the main reason we bring him into Hydra. Before attacking, increase the duration of all HP burns on all enemies by 1 turn, then instantly activates any HP burns on each enemy. This effect cannot be resisted if the crit rate's 100%. Finally, increase the duration of all debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn, puts a big boy decrease speed on all enemies for 2 turns. These effects cannot be resisted if it's a crit. For blessings, he's, like I said, I use him in the arena, so we have him for Incinerate, which does dick for Hydra. And that's really the only thing other than some buffs. He puts a 30% crit damage and crit rate and speed on all allies for 3 turns, which is a really good buff. So mainly just support and burn activation. So in reality, you don't have to have him. You can literally just have any burn activator. Theodore, where is he? I know we got the door. Theodore, whatever. Where is he? Where did he go? You could use Tomb Drain. I wasn't looking for him, but he has a guaranteed HP burn that cannot be resisted with a instantly activator that's guaranteed on his A1. But he's not the best. Here's Theodore. Theodore puts 2 poisons and a 25% poison sensitivity on all enemies for 2 turns with increased speed. He increases duration of all poisons and HP burns by 1 turn, then instantly activates any poisons and HP burns, and then puts a weaken on any enemies not under poison. He might actually be a good person to pair with my Visig team. But yeah, point being is really you just need an HP burner, and that's going to stand true on all 3 keys. Wow, he already took my people out. Can we take, man, we couldn't even take Monkey's turn meter. Ooh, that's dirty. Yeah, we lost this one, boys. And that's why you don't use Wukong's A2 unless you know you can kill the person. Now, on to the third person, Visig. Oh yeah, so this is my Visig team. Maybe we could swap out Bellatar for Theodore. Because we really just need 1 Ogryn with Visig to get that 3% HP burn. And the same thing, that reason that we have Visig is the same, pretty much the same reason we have Gizmak. Visig's A3 extends debuffs and puts an increased accuracy, or sorry, speed on everybody, but everybody on the team pretty much does that. Also, like I said, his passive, HP burns and poisons placed by allies deal 30% more damage, increases the damage dealt by allies by 5% for each HP burn and poison on a target, but you have to have 2 Ogryns. So say Bellatar and Gizmo, or you could use Ugo, him, and Maneater. You know, like but you need 2. His A1 has a 50-50 chance of activating any poison and HP debuffs on the enemy. Now for his stats, same, 86k HP, 3k attack, even slower at 175 speed. No crit rate, no crit damage, no accuracy, no, man, his build sucks. I have him built freaking horribly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that. I can't believe he stayed alive. Yeah, I can't believe he even stayed alive through all that. Now on to Shamel. Everybody knows what Shamel does at this point. But just to show you how I build him, wherever he be. Where you at, Shamel? There he is. Total stats, we got 50k HP on the dot, 4.3k attack, 2.6k defense, 210 speed, 88 crit rate, 254 crit damage. Now resistance and accuracy is negligible on him, and really everybody knows what he does at this point. You want to put Wallmaster, you're going to sacrifice your team aura, but put Wallmaster in the leader position. You want to get him as much turn meter as possible, and you mainly just want him to stay alive long enough to, you know, just keep saving you from fear. Finally for the team, oh no, we had 2 more. We got Bellatar, second but to last. Just going to type these names in. And Deathfell over here, he's not a bad one to bring in. He has a ally protection and strengthen, and he is fairly tanky. He has an AoE that fills the turn meter of all allies by 30% and removes a full team cleanse. I mean, on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a pretty good skill. And then his A1 heals this champion by 30% of their max HP when booked. Like, he's not a bad champion. He's tanky. He can keep himself and your team alive. But that ain't who we're going with. You could. I've got him built at 100k HP, so you definitely could. But we're going to go with the Mage Slayer. Total stats, 90, just call it 100k. We'll throw some kind of glyph on her and make it 100k. HP, we got 3.3k defense, 198 speed, and nothing else really matters with her. She has a really good revive. I'm sorry, that's not the... She has a decent revive. It's not really good. She revives all dead allies with half health, half turn meter, then puts a shield on all allies equal to 20% of the champion's max HP, but where we got her to 100k, that's a 20,000k or a 20k shield, which is not bad. Her A2 attacks all enemies, puts a big increase attack and a big increase defense on all allies, and heals all allies by 20% of the champion's max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. And then finally, her A1 has a 50% chance of decreasing the cooldown of the skill with the highest turn meter except this champion by 1 turn. I mean, that's a good skill. Her passive has a 50% chance, well 70 when booked, of decreasing all of an ally's skill cooldown by 1 turn whenever they are revived. That's why I remembered her revive being special. And then she has a 33% ally HP in all battles, and until Mythicals came out, that was maybe the highest HP in just period in the game. Did not know she had a lore to her. We'll have to go through that sometime. Let me know in the comments if you would be interested in hearing me do some lore. I feel like a lot of these champions have really cool backstories, and maybe they connect. Maybe there's pieces to put together. And then last but not least, we've got Freya. The girl that people seem to be very mixed on. I think that if you missed out on Wixwell, she's the next best thing. Why are they not? There she is. I actually got 2 of her. She puts out the biggest shield of anybody in my roster. And as you see, I've got a roster. But none of them, I would say she's got 20, if not 30% more on even the second closest shield. I'd say my top 3 shielders is her, then Brogni, then Wixwell. But she has an AoE provoke on her A1 and counterattacks with this whenever a shield buff placed by this champion is broken by damage. Her A2 has a big boy increased defense and puts a shield on everybody. And like I said, it's a big shield, and it's only on a 3-turn cooldown. And then finally, also on a 3-turn cooldown, she's got a full team cleanse and then puts a block debuffs on everybody with a 20% turn meter fill. And her passive is probably in the top 20 passives in the game, if not top 20, top 25. It increases the champion's defense by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit, stacks up to 50%, and that is taken into account when you place her shields as well. Now onto the big part. Prevents the death of an ally with the highest crit damage except this champion, keeps them alive with 1 HP when hit with a fatal hit. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, this effect will only activate once, then heals that champion by 20% of their max HP and activates an instant turn on them. I mean, need more be said? Add a 30% defense in all battles or to it, you have a great champion. And for the stats, I got her at 60k HP, 6.5k defense, 190 speed, 87 crit rate, 143 crit damage, no accuracy, no resistance. You combine all of that, and you have this. I don't remember the turn count. It was around the 50 turns, though. It wasn't nothing crazy. Maybe like 52 turns. And yeah, that's all I did to 1 key, and that's a nightmare, as you can see. So, like and subscribe like everybody else says. Why not? Have a great night.